She was one of the few star performers at the recent Conservative conference. It looks like the loneliest job in world. Ruth Davidson now, with Theresa May left reeling after a disastrous speech. Could Ruth Davidson be parachuted into the top job in UK politics? Constitutionally, being an MP is not a requirement of being Prime Minister. But when asked if she was considering a leadership bid this week, the MSP replied, "I honestly can't see it. It looks like the loneliest job in world." She added that she had never considered standing for a Westminster constituency at June's snap election, and did not regret doing so. Yet with veteran Tories openly speculating over when Theresa May will be forced from office, the party could soon be looking for a new leader. Former Health Minister Edwina Currie yesterday said she loved Ruth's style, and joked the Scottish Tories should take over Conservative central office to put an end to the waffle. The Scottish Question telling Westminster MPs how they should be doing things when she does not sit there is just the sort attitude that is likely to put people's backs up. Brian Monteith. The biggest barrier to Davidson arriving at number 10 is her lack of Westminster seat. To effectively govern the Tory members of the House of Commons, you must sit on the green benches alongside them. Telling Westminster MPs how they should be doing things when she does not sit there is just the sort attitude that is likely to put people's backs up. Former Conservative MSP and Scotsman columnist Brian Monteith said. All this media talk of her being a second favourite behind Boris Johnson to replace Theresa May does her no favours other than to elevate her reputation in the mind of the public, who do not have a vote in such an election. Political commentator David Torrance points out that, constitutionally, being an MP is not a prerequisite to becoming Prime Minister. Sir Alec Douglas-Home was PM for 2 weeks without being an MP, pending a by-election in Perth, he said. But he added that such a scenario ever being repeated was highly unlikely. Instead, Davidson would need to find a seat, preferably a Scottish MP, but tricky given it'd involve a by-election and getting a current incumbent to step aside, he added. The Brown legacy. If she indicated the slightest inclination to move from Holyrood to Westminster, there are powerful Tories who would see to it that she was able to do so. Ewan McComb. From David Lloyd George to Gordon Brown, there is a long record of prime ministers who have represented non-English constituencies. But the advent of devolution, and the later introduction of English votes for English laws, EVL, has changed the relationship between central government and the Celtic nations. I don't think there will be another Scottish Prime Minister, senior SNP MP Pete Wishart predicted during a 2015 Evil debate in the Commons. I can't see the case and circumstances when that will be possible. He added, it would be absurd for a Scottish MP to be Secretary of State for Health and Education, when they would be debarred from full voting entitlements. But Scotland on Sunday columnist Ewan McComb believes where there's a will, there's a way. The fact that the Scottish Conservative leader is not an MP matters not a jot to her champions in the party, he wrote. If she indicated the slightest inclination to move from Holyrood to Westminster, there are powerful Tories who would see to it that she was able to do so. 2021. And all that Torrance believes that Davidson is more focused on leading the Scots Tories into the 2021 Holyrood parliamentary election. Jumping ship before then could seriously risk scuppering the party's chances of increasing its number of MSPs, and forcing the SNP from power. She realizes the optics of her quitting as Scottish leader and heading south would look appalling, he added. Monteith makes a similar point. Displaying any ambition to go from Holyrood to